Good morning. Welcome to JP's Morning Brief for May 29th, 2026. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to JP's Morning Brief. I just said that, didn't I? It feels so good to be back on at 6:30, even though I'm all congested again. Came out of nowhere. But yeah, yesterday morning, I didn't post it. Okay, I'm gonna start putting stuff on X. My daughter was telling me about doing that. Um, there was an internal server error on my portion of Rumble yesterday morning from about 4:45 about 5:45 in the morning to about 10 after 7, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. Rumble couldn't figure out what was going on. They said next time it happens, send them a snapshot. Okay, but but I went on at 8 o'clock in this morning. Tomorrow morning, I'm going to do the same thing today. I'm going to try to flip it. Go from 6:30 to 7, and then take 1 hour off for Vince. Get ready for the next one. Eat some chow, and then go from 9 to 10. 9 to 10 Eastern. All right, because there's no way I'm going over. Matter of fact, I got a place to go eat this morning. So right after I finish the JPA report, I got to blow out of here and go to Little Tex. But all right, thanks for showing up. Don't forget to click that follow button and click the like button for the episode. And if you can, throw me a chat in the live chat. We've got 7 people online right now. It's cool. All right, let's get going because this 30 minutes is going to go quick. Matter of fact, if you don't believe the price of oil is going down, yesterday I filled up my wife's gas tank for $3.59 a gallon. Gas is going down. Right? And from what I'm going to read y'all in a few minutes about the price of oil, because I give Brent and I give West Texas Intermediate every morning, and during the JPA report, it's even down again this morning. All right. But okay, so Iran. Okay, almost forgot. All right, the armament shop. Whether you're looking for your first firearm, upgrading your setup, or need expert service, Jason at the armament shop is Copper's Coast's premier source for all things shooting. Browse our wide selection of pistols, rifles, and shotguns, backed by top-tier gunsmithing and repairs, along with reloading supplies and professional cleaning to keep your firearm in peak condition. Need a transfer? We make FFL transfers fast, easy, and affordable. Need your CHL? Jason can handle those classes. He has over 3 decades of experience. Visit the armament shop today at 115A West Avenue D in Coppers Cove, or call or text at 254-560-2023, or visit www.armamentshop.com. That's www.armamentshop.com. The Armament Shop. Your safety, our priority. Almost forgot to do them. Man, it's crazy. All right. So, Iran update. The Pakistan foreign minister is supposed to meet the Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, in D.C. today. Trump is still deciding on the memorandum of understanding for the extension to a 60-day ceasefire, which is supposed to include, per Iran, the Israeli Hezbollah fight that's going on in southern Lebanon. That's going to be a sticking point. Talks depend on a good deal. Iran's internet is back up after about 90 days. Iran said they shot down a U.S. plane, but they're flat out wrong. U.S. CENTCOM said there was no aircraft shot down and no airplanes crashed. All right. No, there will be no sanction relief until the Strait and the uranium deal is done. The Strait of Hormuz will not be controlled by anyone. And Iran is in economic free fall right now. And Israeli Defense Forces launched fresh strikes into southern Lebanon and into Beirut against Hezbollah. Brent crude oil, I was just telling you, $92.24 a barrel. Compared to yesterday morning, about 21 hours ago, Brent crude oil yesterday was at $96.77 at about 8 o'clock in the morning our time. So about 24 hours ago, you see a difference of $4. That's 5% reduction. In West Texas Intermediate, right now is trading at $87.44 a barrel. And yesterday, with at $91 a barrel. Gas prices are coming down. Just be ready for it. And the stock market closed up 24.69 points yesterday to 50,668.97. All right. That is your RAN update. Okay, onward to our briefing this morning. Remember, if you're just not watching this, click the follow button if you're just now watching this, and click that like button, please. This is just a briefing. It goes full-fledged in depth during the JPA report, all right? But there's several things to go over. As I stated earlier, the Secretary Scott Bessent said there would be no sanctions relief until Iran hands over its enriched uranium. Iran is saying they want to continue enrichment of uranium, but at a much lower level. President says, no, that ain't happening. Okay, so briefly, Secretary Treasurer Scott Bessent told reporters at the White House Thursday, because he did the White House press briefing yesterday. Thursday, he will not be granting any sanctions relief for Iran until it turns over its enriched uranium, which is used in nuclear programs. The comment comes the same day sources said the U.S. and Iran have reached a tentative agreement to extend their ceasefire for 60 days and begin talks on the regime's nuclear program, though President Trump has not signed off on it. And as of this morning, he still has not signed off on it. Bessent, who filled in for Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt while she's on maternity leave, declined to confirm the extended ceasefire, but said the U.S. will not lift sanctions on Iran until the country hands over the uranium and commits to not working toward obtaining a nuclear weapon. Case in point, that's all it takes. You're going to leave the Strait of Hormuz open because it's an international waterway, because it's only 21 miles wide, and then you're not going to enrich uranium, and you're not going to possess enriched uranium. There's only one reason why someone wants enriched uranium, and that's not to operate a nuclear power plant. That is to make a nuclear weapon. And the president said, no, capital N, capital O, no. All right. Next, if you're going to work in the executive office of the president, you will now need an NDA. When I worked for the White House, a White House communication agency, I had to sign an NDA. What gives? I thought that was required, but I left in 2007, so because I had to go defend my country in Iraq. But yeah, that's unbelievable. You'd figure that'd be the first thing that comes out of someone's lips is sit here, sign this, shut up. All right, that's exactly what needs to be done. The Trump administration is advancing a proposal for federal agencies to use standardized non-disclosure agreements with employees as part of a broader push to stop internal discussions from leaking to the press. Yes, that's why you have a White House press office. Some people don't get that part. All right. So this is going to go to the full regulatory process so people can give their notices and comments. The Office of Personnel Management, OPM, Director Scott Copper told Fox News in a Zoom interview on Wednesday. I hate Zoom. We'll respond to all those things as well. I'd be surprised if at the end of the day we weren't successful in showing people that this is important for preserving the deliberative decision making in the government because the president makes the decisions. He signs the paychecks. The proposal would create a template NDA for federal agencies to use with employees, requiring workers to acknowledge existing confidentiality rules as the Trump administration intensifies its crackdown on internal leaks, allowing incidents including the Venezuela raid leak and the doxing ICE agents. Officials said the policy is meant to protect sensitive internal discussions, while critics question whether it could chill whistleblower protections and employee speech. So you got to stop the free flow of information or leaking out of the administration that's not authorized. All right. Case in point, it might have been a false flag operation, but yesterday there was a thing, and I even put it out on my podcast uh, about E. Jean Carroll. Right? There's something that came out and said she's under possible perjury investigation, and is going to be out of the Northern District of Chicago. Right? Well, it leaked to the it leaked to the someone said something and leaked to the press. It got out everywhere. And yesterday afternoon, the U.S. attorney in the Northern District of Chicago said, there's no investigation. So that might have been a false flag planted just to see if someone would yap their lips and stuff. It got out. People reported on it. Next thing we know, it wasn't true. So they say it's not true, right? Loose lips sink ships. Next, Wednesday night, about 9 o'clock in the night, what do most people do? Well, we were just getting home from church and doing something. Well, taking care of the cats and dogs, all right? Well, in the Amy Coney Barrett household, she got swatted. A Supreme Court justice got swatted at 9:02 at night. People don't have anything better to do. It's just good that the police were caught. They were doing their job because they caught on to it really quick. Police responded to a swatting call at the residence of Supreme Court Justice Amy Coney Barrett in Virginia on Wednesday evening. Police confirmed making the latest security scare involving a conservative public figure. Yesterday evening at approximately 9:02 p.m., officers responded to a swatting call at the residence of Supreme Court Justice in Fairfax County. Fairfax police responded to Barrett's home after they received a call through the department's non-emergency line. Okay. Then met with the Justice's security detail, who's confirmed that the report was fictitious. Why would you call the non-emergency line about an emergency situation? The incident comes amid years of heightened threats against Supreme Court justices, including protests outside conservative justices' homes after a leaked Dobbs report in 2022. It says here the officers immediately coordinated with Supreme Court police personnel assigned to the residents, and quickly determined that the report was fictitious No police resources were utilized, the police department said. Swatting's illegal. You're lying. You're making a false police report. Why do it? Because when you get caught, you're going to jail. So stop, man. All right, what are we doing? We're at 6:45. A few months ago, the president signed an executive order that was telling states that they have to do citizenship checks and to clamp down on mail-in voting, right? Mail-in balloting, mail-in voting. The Democrats filed the case too early, all right? Before I even read through this, man. A federal judge on Thursday cleared a way for President Trump to implement his executive order tightening mail-in voting, slapping down Democrats' arguments for now that the federal efforts to police voter rolls and system checks were illegal. U.S. District Judge Carl Nichols, a Trump appointee, ruled that Democrats failed to show they have standing to present a challenge to challenge the order or have suffered any harm, that the warrant is preliminarily injunction, which means you have to have causability. There's got to be something hurt in the process. I heard this from a lawyer last night at Pints and Politics. Was there harm in what happened that caused the lawsuit? I mean, it's flat out. The judge knows what he's talking about. Given that the executive order does not command plaintiffs to do anything, and that no agency has yet acted pursuant to the order in a way that would harm the plaintiffs, they have not suffered any harm at present, the judge wrote. You can read the ruling here, which is it's a PDF. Nichols rejected several of the Democrats' arguments that Trump's executive order could disenfranchise millions of voters, including that creating a state-by-state citizenship list to check voter rolls could somehow be harmful, even if it were inaccurate. All right? They filed the thing too early. They didn't find anyone that was harmed. Like, oh, you're denied the right to vote, but I'm a U.S. citizen. Well, you need something like that, right? But obviously, the people they're targeting are not U.S. citizens, and they have no right to vote in federal elections at all. It needs to be all elections. Next, the FBI, DOJ has been investigating the raid at Mar-a-Lago. This was on the basis of the president stole classified documents while he was president. Well, the president has the right to declassify anything in writing or verbally. And he had some, right? But they were declassified. Evidently, the National Archives thinks different. Oh, I wasted paper. Okay. I would cite the, if you're still following, if you're still watching, please pardon the cough drop because I was all congested. But please click that follow button and give me a like, please, okay? We got 12 minutes to go until Vince. Matter of fact, while I'm talking here, get ready for the raid. Give me a second here. Okay, I'm ready for the raid. Okay, recently unearthed documents by key members of the FBI and DOJ, that would be the Department of Justice, about the wisdom and legality of the Biden Justice Department's raid of Mar-a-Lago could bolster the grand jury inquiry into allegations of a decades-long anti-Trump grand conspiracy, which is being run by the Southern District of Florida. Just the News, because this is where this is from, reported in December that FBI agents raised repeated concerns about whether there was sufficient probable cause to search and then raid former President Donald Trump's Florida resort home. Just the News further reported earlier this week that a key DOJ figure and then an ally of then Attorney General Merrick Garland, I wish I was, Supreme Court Justice Garland, raised her own concerns about the raid, including whether Trump had in fact declassified the documents in which the Bureau sought to seize. The current grand jury investigation, based out of Fort Pierce, Florida, is looking into whether Obama and Biden era government officials engaged in a conspiracy to weaponize law enforcement and intelligence tools to harm Trump and his followers. The probe is being led by Jason Redding Quinones, a U.S. Attorney in Southern District of Florida, and is being overseen by U.S. District Judge Aileen Cannon. The same district judge was linked to the unprecedented raid in Mar-a-Lago back in August 2022. And I'll do one more paragraph. FBI Director Kash Patel reacted in December to the revelations about Bureau agents having concerns about the Trump raid's probable cause, with Patel tweeting, "It's true, we just turned over documents to Capitol Hill to be made public showing DOJ that the FBI told DOJ they do not have probable cause for raiding President Trump's home in Mar-a-Lago, but DOJ didn't give a blank and did it anyway." Who cares about the Constitution if you're not going to follow it? That is my argument with Section 702, right? Section 702 is the FISA portion of the old Patriot Act, which gives the law enforcement the capability of secretly surveilling people, right? As long as they incorporate foreign people in it, but only collect the data and bank account data of Americans, but not listening in on Americans. It's stupid, right? It needs to go away in the first place. All right. So more about that later. I know it's a tease, but that's some serious junk going on right now. At least Aileen Cannon is supportive of true law. She's very fair. She dismissed the case against the president in the first place. All right. Title IX. What are we doing on time? 6:53. We're still doing good here. Oh, man. It's hot chocolate. All right. So, next. So, during the Biden administration, Joe Biden tried, or one of his Autopin people, tried to change up Title IX. All right. And turn it around, because I was even on CTC's board when Title IX was revised, and we were told to ignore it because it was being challenged in court. All right. But they tried. This is from the Federalist, all right, written by Brican Thies. The Biden administration's attempt to force males into female-only spaces through Title IX is finally dead as of Tuesday, which was a couple of days ago. As trans-crazed groups dropped their appeals to get the rule reinstated, while the Trump administration effectively ended the Biden Title IX rewrite as one of his first actions after taking back the White House in January 2025, reinstating the 2020 rules from the first term. There were still lingering left-wing attempts to get a judge to block the Trump administration and force the gender social experiment on school children. Left-wing groups intervened in the case against the Biden Department of Education in 2 appeals circuits to continue to push for the government to enforce gender ideology. But after radical pro-trans groups dropped their appeals to the 5th and 6th circuits, they won't go get nowhere in the 5th Circuit. That's in New Orleans. That's a conservative appeals court. Defending Education, a group that had sued the Biden Department of Education to stop the rule in the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals. I was reading a headline. Its case is moot, and the courts accepted the motion on Wednesday. So, gone. A Better Balance and Victims' Rights Law Center, 2 left-wing groups, were the inventors of the case. From Tennessee in the 6th and Texas in the 5th. Those groups dismissed their 6th Circuit Court of Appeals last week, and the 5th Circuit appeal on Tuesday, where the ADF, Alliance Defending Freedom, sued to block the Biden rule. So they gave up. Chances are they ran out of money because there was no support, no incoming money, can't pay lawyers, case is gone. All right? I mean, how are y'all feeling about this stuff? We got crazy stuff going on in our country. We got people keep pushing the stupid DEI argument and the transgender argument. It never ceases. Can't wait. What's going to happen day after tomorrow? 3 days from now. June 1st is Pride Month. What's going to happen? Are they going to, is the place going to go wild again? All these transgender people. I can see it now. We'll find out Monday, right? And then quickly, it's already 6:57. Far left political influencer Hassan Piker, which I really can't stand, identified American Marxist tycoon Naval Singham, which we talked extensively about him here, him and his wife, the leader of Code Pink, as a major financier behind the network of pro-communist U.S. nonprofits engaged in political advocacy and a lot of political movements, marking the first public acknowledgement from a figure inside the far left network that organizers in the Singham network are operating with an explicitly political agenda. Neville Singham is a bad dude. I mean, you think George Soros is bad? This guy takes the cake flat out. All right? Talk more about him later. All right. So what we got coming up, we had Pints and Politics last night. It's going to happen again next Thursday, June 4th, in Belton, Texas, at the Dead Fish Grill, June 4th. At 6 p.m. It's over by Belton Dam, if you're looking for it, on the south side of it. Most people know where the Dead Fish is because their food is good, real good, finger-licking good. They got this catfish plate you'd die for. But yeah, so Dead Fish Grill next Thursday at the for Pints and Politics with Chip Howell. Be there. All right. Next, we are about to raid for Vince. It is now, if I can see my second hand, 45 seconds till 7 a.m. I will be back in 1 hour. We're going to flip this in 1 hour just to see what the effect is. It's just an A/B test. I'm probably going to be back at noon on Monday. We'll see, okay? All things, like I said, I'll start letting people know on X about if we're going to do it at 8 or 12 Central Times. All right? So let me get this going. I will catch y'all in about an hour. It's going to be episode 404. I know that's an error page on the internet. Don't get me going on that because my daughter and I were laughing about it last night. I needed 404 yesterday, not today. All right, so here we go. I'm initiating the raid. Confirm. I will see y'all in an hour. This is James Pierce. I will catch you on the flip side. I'm out.
every Friday to show appreciation.
What?
Florida. That's cool. Welcome from Nelson.